cause they ain't got no booze. I got the bad case of the ICB.
One dream. That dream is to win the championship. 12 teams all vying for that dream. Who can take their team to the promised land? Fantasy football is back. Draft day is over. All 12 teams filled out. Who will hold that belt? Who will reign supreme? This is the NAHC Fantasy Football Network, and the show begins now.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It is the man, the myth, the legend. It's good to see you guys again. It's been a great one. Just want to recap. I recapped the draft. We had draft last week. It was fulfilling. Good morning, everyone. We had our draft last week. This is Hex. I will be going in today just talking to you about the upcoming season. We got our 12 teams, and everyone wants to win that title. So just a recap of the draft, the person that had the best draft was, of course, Frankie. I mean, no one can beat Frankie. He overall had the best successful draft, and we expect him to be in the championship this year. All along the board, everyone showed up, and it was good, So here we go. Next part is your weekly matchups. Usually, for each week, we'll go over a recap of the week before. This is week 1, though, so we will not be going back because we just moved forward. So this is just going to be a preview of week 1 and also the game of the week. The game of the week is determined by Britta, Hex, and Marty. And they'll be going against each other all year long. But for week 1, I've decided to choose a game out of the books, and I will be coming up with that. And also just projections for each team, 1 through 4. I think Frank the Tank will be in the playoffs. I think I'll be in the playoffs. I think Nick will be in the playoffs. And I think Marty will be in the playoffs as well. Those top 4 players will make it to the playoffs, and everyone else will just be vying for 5th place, 5th through 12th. And I expect Lee to get a couple wins this year. And if he doesn't, that's going to hurt me. That's going to hurt the league. We don't want to hurt the league anymore, okay? But overall, I'm just going to go into the pretty much our show today, which is very short, simple. And next week, we'll come back with a recap of week 1, the game of the week for week 2, and a preview of the Vegas odds, which is a newly introduced tool to see, who can beat the Vegas lines. So here we go. Week 2 previews. I will go into the next scene. We have the Lakota versus Middle City Foreheads. And this game is preferably, a top-ranked game between 2 people. We have the Barry Lakota, which were the champions, last year's champions, versus the regular season Warriors in the Middle City Foreheads. The Foreheads are 2-1 favorites to win this game. So count the Foreheads as a 2-1 favorite. Next up is the Turf Monsters and Jingletown. Jingletown is a 6-1 favorite over the Turf Monsters. Jingletown had an outstanding draft. This is really a second-tier non-primetime game. So Jingletown is led by Jared Goff, the Turf Monsters, Kirk Cousins. That should be a good one. Should be an overall good matchup. And, Jingletown's a 6-1 favorite. In this next matchup, we have a Frank the Tank and Team Bow. These 2 teams are led by 2 respectable owners. Frank the Tank, you're looking at his lineup, he will be, a 5-1 favorite over Team Bow. Tank scored the most points last year. He was scoring every game. I can't believe how many losses he took every week. Someone played him, They scored their highest points of the season. So we see Frank the Tank as a early favorite to win this game and also to win the championship. Your next game is Just Win Baby and Niner Harrison. Lee comes back into the season he had a great draft though. I'd give him that, but Harrison, she stacked up. She grabbed Le'Veon Bell, who might not play the first game of the week due to not signing his franchise tag yet either. He wants a long-term contract. So, if Frank the Tank, if Niner Harrison, can get Bell to play, that will take her a long way. She couldn't get Rodgers this year. Rodgers was stolen by Just Win Baby. But we got Niner Harrison will be the 3-1 favorite in this game over Just Win Baby. A much improved baby, matter of fact. The Niners should win this one easily. Our next matchup will be the Bee Stings and the Boom Shocks. The Noah Boom Shocks are a 4-1 favorite to punish the Capital Bee Stings. The Bees just might upset Noah Boom Shocks. As we see, Dak Prescott leads the Bee Stings. Boom Shocks are led by Rivers. This should be an overall good matchup between two people that are vying close to the middle of the standings. This is where we expect Britta to be during this season, is in the middle of the pack. Noah's first season here. We should see what he will do and how he will react. Our last matchup of the week is the Town Flyers at Team Robles. David Robles had a great season last year in the division. He was, finished close to the top in his division. Nick, he started off 0-6 last year, redeemed himself, and he came back. So we have him pretty much. So what we're going to say about this game is that it's a toss-up. The benches may decide this one. If you're looking at the bench, can't see it on here, but the bench will likely decide this game. It's an overall even game. Projected totals for Town Flyers is 101.3. For Team Roll is 97.6. It should be a good one. And, I just want to give you guys a recap of last season. So we give a quick recap, just so everyone knows what went down, and how this season's gonna end. Pretty much here goes last season, the standings. It was a rough one. The final standings, right there. Barry Lakota Marty, he had a 10-3 season and he just ended up finished what he started, got the title, went home. Frank the Tank, as we said, he scored the most points last season. Hex, he was a regular season warrior, 12-1, couldn't finish it off. Charlene started off hot. I believe she was 6-1, 5-0, and then she just, went downhill as soon as Aaron Rodgers went down. Britta, what plagued her was quarterback play. She didn't have, great quarterback play. And, and Garrett, another person, Deshaun Watson went down, and that's when he went down as well. Nick, greatest comeback ever. 0-6 start to the season. Finished off 7-6. And he didn't finish last in his division. He overtook Cheer the last week of the season. And then, just kept going. That was a remarkable comeback by Nick last year. Team Robles, 4-9, was in the middle of the pack. A lot of close games. Just couldn't get it done. Valerie, she was plagued by a lot of injuries and a lot of weeks where she didn't pick up a waiver wire. It'd be good to see her involved more this year. Jingletonians, they finished 10th with a 7-6 record. Just shows you that needs a little stronger core, and we should see how that plays out. Came back with the name that's been on fire. And then next we got, the Bay Area Turf Monsters, who finished 4-10, 4-9 last season, regular season, and then, just got by Lee. And then we got Lee, finished last, dead last. 0-13 regular season, 0-2 in the playoffs. We hope to see him get one win at least. He was getting beat by 37 plus points last year. If he can, work on that, that'd be great. And then, yeah, pretty much, if you haven't been here, we'll be doing this weekly. Here goes the video again. If you want to see it.
One dream.
Yeah,
That dream is to win the championship. 12 teams all vying for that dream. Who can take their team to the promised land? Fantasy football is back. Draft day is over. All 12 teams filled out. Who will hold that belt? Who will reign supreme? This is the hack.
So pretty much, that's this week's recap. We hope to have another great week. The game of the week is the Metal City Foreheads versus the Barry Lakota. And, that should be a good one. The champion versus the regular season champion. Something's got to give. Week 1 starts Thursday. You guys have a nice day. Have a nice week. Football starts this Thursday. Be there or be last. Have a great season, you guys. See you next week. This is the Hex Fantasy Football Network, and we are